Welcome to Get Hired Now. Hi, I'm Al Smith, co-author of the Amazon best-selling book, Hired: Paths to Employment in the Social Media Era. And this is our second part in our series on resumes. And you might note that Hired is the #1 top-rated book in the category of resumes on Amazon. So in this one, we want you to write for the various readers of your resume. And once upon a time, a long, long while ago in a land far away, you'd find a job, you'd write a resume, you'd mail your resume and cover letter, and within 2 or 3 days, somebody with 2 eyes and a brain would read your resume. Unfortunately, that seldom happens today. With your online submissions, almost always it's being looked at first by applicant tracking system software, ATS systems, and these are just a few of them. But what they're looking for are keywords, specific keywords that are programmed into the system. So the first thing you need to do is write for the reader. Things to avoid. And we joke that some of these things can make the ATS systems blow up. So the first thing you don't want to do is use the header or footer function. You can create your own header and footer, but do it without using the function. The next thing, you can't use graphics. They can't read graphics. Some of them can't read tables, what's inside of the tables. Dividing lines between the sections look wonderful, but it goes crazy. And you can't use borders in a lot of these applicant tracking system software. All the things that make your resume look attractive to a human can go crazy with the applicant tracking system software. The next thing you want to write for is the first human reader, human resources. And what you want to include in your resume are all the skills and requirements, such as licenses, software, acronyms that are specific to your discipline, machinery possibly, advanced degrees that you might have. If you have any specialized training, include that, and your accomplishments. Some things to avoid. There's something out there called the white space myth that goes, you take your resume and fill all the white space with keywords, and that will magically get you into the hands of a human. Well, I took this a former client's, a successful client's resume. The guy was a salesperson, inside salesperson, and I searched for the word sales. It came up 19 times, which is pretty good. You'd expect that. But then I adjusted. I typed in sales in white print throughout the resume, and it ended up with 79 times. Now, that is way too many. And they show up, they can do a document search just like I did, and they'll find it. It'll show up in yellow print. And Human Resources says, if you scam me now, you'll scam me later. So, we don't want you to use the white print nonsense. The third folks that you want to write for are the hiring managers, the person that you're going to work for. And what they're looking for, first and foremost, are your accomplishments, the things that you bring to the table, like numbers, percentages, dollars, awards, group accomplishments. If you've been in a group and you've accomplished something, that's your accomplishment too. Time saved, anything that's quantifiable. You want to grab them by the throat because they can read a resume within 2 to 6 seconds. Think about that. Your entire professional career in 2 to 6 seconds. So we want you to suck all the oxygen out of the room. Take everybody else's 2 to 6 seconds. And you do that by pushing all that information into the first 5 inches. Picture this. Take your resume, fold it in half. Everything above the fold is important. That's where you want to concentrate this. And what you want to state is are the things that you bring to the table. In other words, your value proposition. Another thing you can do for the reader, the hiring manager, is to create an interview resume, bringing all that up to the top. And this is called a hybrid or combination resume. It's not a functional resume. Last, we suggest that you put together an interview brochure. And they can come in many forms: trifold, bifold, portfolio. You could do any kind of presentation. You can use a flip chart. If you're comfortable in front of a camera, you can put a YouTube video. But if you're an older candidate, you really want to consider taking your tablet in and with a short presentation that shows that you are up with the times. All of this is to differentiate you from everyone else that's applying for the job. Some things to avoid. We want you to not rely too much on a resume, because 85% of $100,000 jobs are never, ever posted. So let's review our 5 hints for this series. Write to the reader. Number 1, you have to write to the applicant tracking system software using keywords so that you can get out of the proverbial black hole. You need to write for HR with requirements, preferred skills, and accomplishments. You need to write for the hiring manager with those accomplishments. And things you can do include writing an interview resume or writing brochures or presentations. If you include these in your interview tactics, you will get hired now. And if you'd like the book, Hired: Paths to Employment in the Social Media Era, you can get a signed and inscribed copy by going to hiredthebook.com, www.hiredthebook.com. If you want an e-version or paperback, you could also go to Amazon. But in any case, what we want you to do is get hired now.